Hello, Cranios. I'm Robert. We're excited for this special interactive episode of Cranio in English. But first, a quick message from Catherine for our Spanish-speaking audience.
Hola a todos, estamos produciendo este episodio extra en inglés y español como parte de la Semana Latina de la Conservación. Puedes escuchar este mismo capítulo en español en tu plataforma de podcast favorita. El episodio se llama Actividad Extra, Semana Latina de la Conservación.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Catherine. Anything else you'd like to add?
Creo que no. Nos escuchamos en el próximo episodio de Cráneo.
Cool. Well, hello again, Cranios. I'm Robert, executive producer of Cranio and Camaleon, and host for this special English episode. Today we have something very special for all of you, prepared with the support of our friends from the Hispanic Access Foundation and Latino Conservation Week. To start, I want to introduce you to my friend, Jessica. Hi, Jessica.
Hi, Robert. What a pleasure to be here with you and all the Cráneos. I'm Jessica Godinez, and I work with the Hispanic Access Foundation as the manager of Latino Conservation Week, an initiative that empowers Latinos to engage in outdoor activities and protect natural resources.
That sounds great. Jessica, I have two questions to start us out. First, I noticed the word conservation in Latino Conservation Week. What do you mean by conservation?
Conservation is like being a superhero for nature. I bet that many of you have a favorite toy or a special place where you love to play. You want to make sure that that toy stays nice and that that place stays fun, right? Well, nature conservation is the same. Conservation is when we take care of nature, like trees, animals, and clean water, so that they stay healthy and can be enjoyed by everyone, both today and in the future. Just like you wouldn't want to break your favorite toy, we don't want to hurt nature. Instead, we protect it, so it can keep being awesome for us and all the animals and plants that live there.
Thanks for helping me understand what conservation means, Jessica. Can you tell us why you're so passionate about nature and conservation?
I would love to. I'm super passionate about nature and protecting our natural resources through conservation because being in nature and being outside is being in my home. The same way that being inside my house between those four walls, I feel safe and protected. I feel safe and protected in the outdoors as well. So conserving our natural resources is important to me, not only to have that safe space where I feel comfortable and I feel connected to my own roots. It's important for us because all of those natural resources are important for us to keep living healthily and happy lives. It's also really important for my mental health, and I receive a lot of mental health benefits by being outside. So I love protecting our planet, our resources, so that I can keep enjoying that safe space for myself as well as for anybody else who might be coming up after me.
I love it. And related to conservation, we have a fun activity for all of our listening families this week so that we can all participate in Latino Conservation Week wherever we are.
Exactly. Latino Conservation Week runs from September 14th to the 22nd, and we're organizing hundreds of events across the United States with zoos, museums, parks, universities, and more organizations. We want to get as many families as possible engaged in conservation because nature conservation begins at home with each of you.
And now, we'll explain how your family can also participate right from your own neighborhood, no matter where you live in the world. You'll even have the chance to help scientists study your local ecosystem. How cool is that?
All you'll need is a sheet of paper, a pencil, an adult, and a favorite park near you.
We'll give the instructions for the activity in a moment, but first, there are a few very special people who helped us with this episode that we want to thank. I want to start by thanking you, Jessica, and the team at the Hispanic Access Foundation, especially Evelyn Ramirez, Arturo Angeles, and Karina Mesa, as well as two researchers from the University of Florida who are super passionate about getting families involved in conservation, Corey Callaghan and Brittany Marie Mason. They have been a huge help preparing this activity.
And a final special thanks to Marilyn Kitchell from the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service for helping to make all of this possible.
Marilyn has worked behind the scenes to make a bunch of episodes possible lately. Thank you, Marilyn.
Okay, Robert, ready to learn about community science?
Ready. As Jessica mentioned, this is an opportunity to participate in something called community science. Some people might also call it citizen science.
You may have already heard of community science. Basically, what it means is that kids and adults like you help professional scientists learn about the world and make scientific discoveries.
And there's a word very important for community science: data.
Data is information that people collect to help us learn. It can come in many forms.
That's right. Data can be numbers or words or images or anything else that gives us clues about what we're studying. For example, let's say a family in Houston, Texas goes outside to collect data about the environment.
The family visits a park and writes down that there is a large oak tree.
That observation is data.
Then, they count that there are 14 branches on the tree.
That number is data.
Then, they take a photo of the tree showing that it has many green leaves.
That photo is data.
And they write down that they see a red-tailed hawk's nest in the tree.
That observation is also data. Data like this helps scientists answer questions and solve problems. For example, scientists can take that information about the tree, combine it with information about other trees around the world, and learn something like oak trees with many branches and green leaves, like this one in Houston, Texas, are excellent places for red-tailed hawks to build their nests.
And with this kind of learning, people can plant and care for more oak trees and protect existing oak trees so that hawks have better options when they need to lay their eggs.
All right, now I think we understand what data is and how it's used. But what does community science have to do with data?
Remember what community science is? It's when kids and adults like you collect data to help scientists. And collecting scientific data is like putting together pieces of a big puzzle.
Imagine for a moment that you're a scientist trying to solve a mystery about animals or about the weather or about the night sky. Every time you find new information, like how many birds you see in your backyard or how much it rained last week, or how many stars you can see on a clear evening, that data is a piece of the puzzle.
Scientists need lots of these pieces to see the whole picture and understand what's really happening in the world. But here's the tricky part.
The world is very big, and there are so many places to explore and so many things to learn. Scientists can't be everywhere at once, and they can't collect all the puzzle pieces by themselves.
That's where community science comes in. Community science is when people like you and your family help scientists gather these puzzle pieces.
Maybe you go to your local park and count how many butterflies you see, or you record frog sounds, or you take photos of the night sky. When lots of people help, scientists get a lot more data, much more than they could collect on their own.
This helps them solve mysteries faster and discover new things they couldn't find out without you.
So collecting data is important because it's like building a big picture that helps scientists understand the world.
And community science is super important because it makes it possible for scientists to gather all the puzzle pieces they need to make new discoveries.
All right, now let's talk about how you can participate in community science during Latino Conservation Week. This activity is called Neighborhood Park Bingo. And to participate, all you need to do is go to a local park with your adult and collect data.
You can do it in 4 steps.
Step 1.
You'll need to print the Neighborhood Park Bingo page. We've created a bingo page with animals, plants, and fungi for you to look for in your park. The link is in the episode description. And if you can't print the page, that's okay. Just visit the webpage and write down a list of all the species you're going to look for on your own sheet of paper.
Step 2.
With your adult, go to your favorite local park.
Step 3.
Look for each type of animal, plant, or fungus and check it off your list or bingo page every time you see it. So if you see a little bird, you can mark off the little bird square. Or if you see a mushroom, you can mark off the mushroom square.
Step 4.
If you want to participate in citizen science, your adult can take photos of some of the plants, insects, and other animals you see using their phone and upload it to an app called iNaturalist.
iNaturalist is an application where people from all over the world take photos of animals and plants and upload them for scientists to use. We've created a project on iNaturalist called Cráneo plus Semana Latina de la Conservación, which your adult can join and upload photos that you take from your park.
So, let's recap how your family can participate.
First, Visit the link in the episode description and print the activity page, or write down the list of species that you need to find.
Second, with your adult, visit a nearby park.
Third, look for each species on your list and check them off as you find them. Try to check them all off.
Finally, adults can upload photos of the species they see to our project on iNaturalist.
You can make this activity extra fun by turning it into a competition. Keep track of who in your family found each species, and at the end, see who made the most scientific discoveries. I'm going to do this activity in Chapultepec Park in Mexico City. In Medellin, Colombia, my friends Herwin, Wilmer, and Catherine are going to the Botanical Garden to do the activity.
And in Virginia and the United States, I am going to Belle Isle Park to do the activity. I hope you and your family will join us too.
And if you do, ask your adult to visit the link to send us a photo of your family participating in community science, and we'll give you a shout out in an upcoming episode of Cranio. The link is in the episode description. Hey, Jessica, I feel like we learned a lot today. How about we go over some of the new words and concepts we learned together?
Great idea. Okay, the first word we discussed was conservation, like in nature conservation. Conservation is when we take care of the natural environment, like caring for plants, keeping areas clean of trash, and helping animals have safe places to live. One cool thing about conservation is that we can all help from our own communities. Hey Robert, how about our next word, data? Do you remember what data is?
Yes. Data is like numbers and notes that we write down about the world, or even pictures or videos we record. Data is important because it helps us learn and helps scientists make new discoveries. Okay, how about the last one? Community science. What did that mean again?
Community science is when people just like you and me collect data to help scientists make discoveries. It's important because scientists need lots of data sometimes, and that's only possible when we all chip in.
And with that, we'll bring this episode to a close. Remember, Cranios, always have an adult when you go online, and we encourage families to go to the park together to make observations.
And for families who will be in the United States from September 14th to 22nd, I invite you to visit the Latino Conservation Week website to find an event near you. The site is www.latinoconservationweek.com.
We'll also leave all the links you need in the episode description. I hope everyone has fun participating in community science as part of Latino Conservation Week. And if you're a Spanish speaker, or maybe you're learning Spanish, be sure to check out our 2 science podcasts for kids, Cranio, Ciencia para Niños Curiosos, and Camaleón, Ciencia de Animales para Niños. They're free to listen to on platforms like Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Hope you check out an episode soon.
Thanks, everyone.
Adios.
Adios.